right, a very good evening to you from wherever you're watching us this 13th day of June 2023. Trust you're doing well. So much has happened in the country or is happening in the country. And today, members of parliament have met today to table the Finance Bill 2023 in Parliament, as a fierce debate is expected between the Kenya Kwanza coalition and Azimio members of Parliament to discuss on the controversial proposed law that has subjected debate among Kenyans. We will be having that conversation later on in an interview tonight with Kileleshwa Ward MCA, that is Robert Alai, and we will be having much more on this story in a broadcast. But first of all, let's take a look at our highlights tonight. Finance Bill report tabled before Parliament as Kenyans say their concerns are still overlooked by the government. President Ruto commissions Kerugoya Level 5 Hospital in a bid to improve the quality of healthcare in Kirinyaga County. Parliamentary Committee approves Nordin Haji's appointment as NIS Director General. And in sports, world record holder Faith Kipyegon awarded 5 million Kenya shillings and a 6 million house as Omanyala gifted with 2 million cash reward. All right, Moses Gitonga is our sign language interpreter tonight. My name is ODIDA. Remember, we are streaming this broadcast live on our social media platforms at KUTV_Kenya. That is on Facebook and YouTube. Welcome to the broadcast once again. Now, a section of Kenyans have exhibited mixed reactions in the adjustments made by the Parliamentary Committee on Proposed Finance Bill 2023. The tax plan, which has seen some of its controversial provisions reviewed in the wake of public outcry, has received some opposition, with some saying the essential areas are still overlooked by the government. Here's a spot check by reporter Zena Odhiambo.
Kenyans have exhibited imbalanced reactions on the proposed Finance Bill 2023, even after the reduction of tax rates on some essential by the Parliamentary Committee. President William Ruto, in consideration of the public outcry and strong opposition towards the bill, announced a reduction on tax plan in favor of the publics, which has still objected the bill, saying they are experiencing tough economic times with low employment rates.
Tunataka itolewe house levy for who? If in case you are paying rent, you will still pay rent. Without paying that house levy, or you are paying it, you will still pay rent. At the same time, this like transaction or betting. People do hustle. Youths they don't have money or they don't have job. They hustle with this social media or online. Mtu akona channel akona nini, and this is something that has been sustaining this guy. So if in case you are getting or you are going to tax them, it's like you're going to affect with their income, and you don't have you've never created job for this guy. Mtu hajatupea kazi, sasa unatax kitu unanyang'anya kitu janipea aje.
President William Ruto announced a reduction in house levy tax from 3% to 1.5%, content creation from 15% to 5%, mobile cash transfer from 15% to 12%, betting tax from 20% to 12.1%, and export levy from 10% to 17%, with an aim to gain support towards the bill. Sections of Kenyans have, however, showed reluctance in supporting the bill, explaining that they are experiencing economic hardship and the government seem unfair to tax the little effort they have towards maintaining their economic stability.
Tax ya content creators hiyo imalizwe kabisa, isikwe kwa hiyo list. Alafu hiyo mobile transaction wapunguze hadi kama mpaka 5%. Siku hizi sasa si safe kutembea na pesa na bado hatutaki kutumia mobile transaction. Unaona wanaongeza tu tax. So
The public has, however, suggested proper revision of the finance bill, saying that some essentials, including content creation, should be eliminated before the approval of the bill. In contrary, a section of public supported the government move to reduce tax rates, saying citizens should be patriotic by paying the taxes to enable the government collect revenues to offset some loans in the country.
So nataka kusema asante kwa maoni yetu kusikizwa na MP. Wameenda wamepunguza hiyo levy vile tulikuwa tumetoa maoni pale. Alafu hiyo sasa ndio itasaidia nchi ili ipate pesa ya kuendeleza nchi. So mimi nataka kushukuru rais, nataka kushukuru wabunge wetu, na naomba wakifika pale bungeni wapitishe hiyo bill ili nchi ipate pesa ya kupelekwa kwa kaunti na kufanya mipangilio mingine ya serikali.
In support of the bill, the public said that the government attempt to reduce the bill is a way of showing concern to citizens, giving a go-ahead for the parliament to approve the bill.
The adjustments zimefanywa, I guess inaweza pitishwa cause okay, mimi ni content creator and the 15% was huge, ilikuwa huge percentage, and being brought to 5, I guess iko fit, yeah. I guess an housing levy bado venye pia reduce pia iko sawa, because tunafuata ile bado government inatafuta ways za kupata revenue. Yeah, I guess the reductions ziko sawa, finance bill ipite,
With some supporting the government move to reduce the rates of finance bill, majority of Kenyans have opposed the issue, saying that the Kenya is at tough economic states and they are not able to source their basic needs. Zena Odhiambo, KUTV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Zana, for that report. Now onto a story of the day. The Parliamentary Finance Committee Chairman Kimani Kuria has a few moments ago tabled in Parliament the committee's proposals on the controversial Finance Bill 2023 after a 3-month-long process of public participation. Kimani's proposed bill has seen changes in several contentious clauses, like the reduction of the controversial 3% housing levy to 1.5%, among other changes. In the same breath, the Azimio Coalition Party has issued a counter statement in the tabled proposal, specifically cancelling the proposed housing levy, claiming that even as the levy is reduced, the bulk of financial burden now sits with the common Kenyan.
It was anticipated the big event is finally here. A 3-month-long process of public participation has yielded the largest finance bill ever tabled in Parliament. The 1,000-page document was today presented in the National Assembly by the Parliamentary Finance Committee Chairman Kimani Kuria, who expressed confidence in the bill, terming it a unanimous decision that finds a balance between the government's development agenda and Mwananchi's play. In what looks like bringing consolation to Kenyans, Kimani Kuria's proposals have vehemently dropped some punitive taxes, among them the contentious housing levy, which has been cut from 3 to 1.5% by both the employer and employee. Other adjustments include the lowering of digital tax from 15 to 5% and the reduction of mobile transfer levies from 15 to 12%. Retaliation to tonight's presentation, Azimio la Umoja has kept its word in opposing the bill. Issuing a press statement this evening, the party has majorly dismissed the new housing levy proposal, saying that, as I quote, "The housing levy, even with the proposed reduction in the rate, remains a bad idea. The reduction means it will take double the amount of years for the employees to benefit. When you remove the employer, it means the employee will now take 4 times as long." End of quote. Kimani Kuria's proposed bill now paves way for a heated parliamentary debate that will spell out the fate of Finance Bill 2023. Munene Weru, KUTV.
Now, President William Ruto has yet again defended the Finance Bill 2023, citing that it is the best way to salvage the country's economy. While launching the Kerugoya Level 5 hospital in Kirinyaga County, the head of state called out members of parliament opposing the bill, terming them as inconsiderate towards Kenyans. The president also called out the opposition for trying to revive the Mungiki sect.
With only a few days left for the members of the National Assembly to vote for or against the Finance Bill 2023, President William Ruto has once again defended the bill, claiming that it will save the country's ailing economy. While presiding over the launch of Kirinyaga Level 5 Hospital in Kirinyaga County, the Commander-in-Chief called out members of Parliament rejecting the bill, claiming that they are inconsiderate towards those that put them in office.
Unalipwa na ushuru ya hawa wananchi. Wewe unakuwa mjeuri, unasema utaki kutoa ati ndio hawa pia watoto wao wapate kazi. Sio ni maneno ambayo sijui unahitaji maombi.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who was also in attendance, called out the Finance and Planning Committee for making changes in the finance bill, citing that the move will interfere with their plans for the growth of the economy. A section of leaders present at the launch also showed their support for the bill, urging Kenyans to fully support it as it will only benefit the economy.
Tumesikia bunge wameanza tena kutoa ile vitu uliweka. Tunaomba bunge tafadhali mtuachie hii mpango wetu. Lakini pia tunaheshimu nyinyi. But please don't mutilate our plan.
That's why we are asking our people to support His Excellency the President by paying taxes, members of Parliament by paying or rather delivering the finance bill, so that the government can be able to deliver more of this that we are seeing here.
Also raising the issue on Mungiki, President William Ruto called out the opposition for what he termed as trying to revive the sect. In support, DP Gachagua claimed that he will not allow the sect to instill fear in Kenyans.
Na hao watu wanatembea na hiyo mtu, ati wanataka kuamsha hiyo watu. Mimi nataka niseme nikiwa hapa Kirinyaga, hiyo kikundi haramu hatuwezi kubalia irudi tena. And I want to promise you, mambo ya Mungiki haiwezi kurudi Kenya hii. Tunajua hasara ambayo imetupatia. Tunajua vile vijana wetu wameangaishwa na haya mambo ya Mungiki. Haiwezekani.
With the finance bill now tabled in Parliament, Kenyans wait to see whether the bill will be approved, rejected, or amendments recommended. Ruth Wanjiru, KUTV TV.
The appointment of Nordin Haji as the Director General of the National Intelligence Service has been approved by the National Assembly today. In its report, the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations has also dismissed petitions to Nordin Haji's appointment. Haji's name will now be presented to President William Ruto for official swearing-in.
Nordin Haji has finally been appointed as the Director General of the National Intelligence Service following his nomination by President William Ruto, according to the report by the Parliamentary Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations presented to the National Assembly on July 6, 2023. The National Assembly has now approved Haji's appointment as Director General of the National Intelligence Service. In its report, the National Assembly Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations has dismissed a number of petitions challenging Haji's nomination. Previously, Nordin Haji has served as Director of Public Prosecution for 6 years. Before the appointment as Director General of the National Intelligence Service, Haji holds a bachelor's degree and a master's degree from the University of Wales. He also earned a second master's degree in National Security Policy with merit from the Australian National University. Haji's name will be forwarded to President William Ruto pending swearing in. Nordin Haji's appointment comes as Major General Philip Wachira Kameru, the current Director General, approaches retirement. General Kameru was appointed in September 2014 after an esteemed military career. Yvonne Kemuma, KUTV.
Now, Northeastern Regional Commissioner John Otieno has today chaired a conference in Wajir Police Headquarters in Wajir County. The conference included Security Council of the region and the county chiefs and sub-chiefs of the county commissioners and their deputies. The meeting agenda was to highlight the security situation in the region, especially in the borders of the region, to put into place strategies to regulate security in Wajir County that has been a plague in the region for a while, allegedly caused by the Al-Shabaab terrorist group. Otieno has promised to hold more similar engagements in future.
Tumeweza kuwa na AS activities katika hii county, hasa hizo areas ambazo zina border yetu na Somalia. Hizo areas za Korofarar, Tarbaj, na hiyo area kwa jumla tumeweza kuwa na activities Al-Shabaab. Juzi waliweza kuangusha communication mast ya Safaricom. Leo maofisa wetu kutoka QRU wameweza kuhusika katika IED attack, na kwa hivyo imekuwa ni muhimu sana tuweze kukaa kama kamati na tuweze kuweka mkakati ya kuhakikisha ya kwamba tumedhibiti hali ya usalama katika eneo hili.
President William Ruto has today launched the Kerugoya Level 5 County Referral Hospital alongside Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakumiche, and Governor Anne Waiguru, that is Kirinyaga Governor. The upgraded Level 5 hospital, a 5-story facility, was built to offer accessible and affordable healthcare of high quality to Kirinyaga County residents.
President William Ruto has officially opened Kerugoya Level 5 County Referral Hospital in Kirinyaga County. The hospital's upgrade from Level 4 to 5, funded by the Kirinyaga County government and supported by the national government, took place over the past 4 years, costing over 1 billion Kenyan shillings. The president promised the deployment of 100,000 community health nurses across the country, ensuring service provision to every 100 villagers. Additionally, he promised to work together with the county government to achieve better health care.
Mimi nilizungumza na Wakenya na nikawaambia nitapanga sehemu ya afya ya Wakenya. And I committed that I am going to work with the county governments of Kenya on matters health, because the constitution demands of us to work together.
The Level 5 Referral Hospital has the modern maternity wing, the accident unit, intensive care unit, designated X-ray center, and an operating theatre, among others. Governor Anne Waiguru praised the hospital's upgrade, saying that it previously had a leaked rooftop and outdated equipment.
Kerugoya County and Referral Hospital Complex is a culmination of a purpose-filled, tireless journey that we commenced in 2019 with the aim of delivering the best healthcare services to our people.
The Deputy President praised Governor Waiguru for establishing the facility, particularly the maternity section. The Deputy President has called upon men to cease taking illicit liquor, which he says it causes infertility.
Mambo ni mawili. Mambo ni ngapi? Katika area yako, location yako, hatuwezi kuwa na chief na tukuwe na pombe.
The President promised Governor Waiguru that his government will equip the Level 5 Referral Hospital for the residents of Kirinyaga to receive quality health care.
Na tutasaidia kama national government, hospitali nzuri imejengwa kama hii na zile zingine. Anne Waiguru amesema tutawasaidia kuhakikisha ya kwamba kuna vifaa ili hiyo mijengo iwe ya maana kwa wale wanaotafuta matibabu.
The residents of Kirinyaga are now expected to receive top-notch health services from Kerugoya Level 5 County Referral Hospital. Lynette Maina, KUTV.
Right, it's 20 minutes past the top of the hour. We are taking a very fast short break at this point. Of course, so much more lined up for you, including an interview on the state of the nation. Stay with us.
We are all seeing the impacts of climate change. In Kenya, for example, the frequency of the floods is becoming more and worse. The amount of people and livestock we are losing.
The level we need to go is a level where the normal mwananchi and also the government stakeholders can uptake these solutions.
Those small acts multiplied by millions of us will help make a difference in the world at the end of the day.
It's just a slight behavior change that we need, and you'll find that it serves us a bit more than you put in. And that's the goal. We want to live a better world than we found. Because at the rate we are going, it's dire.
We will secure the planet for future generations.
Adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technology.
Meet incredible scientists
and learn fantastic facts.
Explore, discover, be amazed.
Be part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program. Yay!
We're learning every day.
Technology, science,
we are getting late.
Innovation, ICT and research. These are the ingredients upon which the solutions to the 21st century problems are founded. In a world that is rapidly changing, it's all hands on deck to ensure a balance in all fields of life. Women, young and old, are also in the front line, breaking the glass ceiling, becoming thought leaders in the larger tech space. Not forgetting other societies marginalized. And when the tech Avengers come together, we inch closer to a much safer, efficient, and sustainable world. What we view as a norm in today's advanced world was just an idea, and for nostalgic reasons, we trace back to the iconic days to bring you the retro tech. On Technovation Show, we encapsulate all the pillars of the fourth industrial revolution, decoded in a language, all for one for all. Every Monday at 8:30 as we push the mantra, keep learning something new each and every day. Only on KUTV, a new experience.
To the Church O'Clock Show. I'm your host, Esther Becky.
And my name is DJ Terror.
We start you off with a word of prayer and get you started with a live transformational worship experience. And have our minds renewed by the word of God on the word segment.
And not forgetting new music za hii wiki, yani ndakuwa bado nawapatia pale wasanii wamekuwa kiwakali. So make sure manzo umetune in because zitakuwa zina flow pia pale mixes kwa wingi, yani zitakuwa zina come through, and pia performance yani from our gospel artist hapa on Gospel Art
from 7 to
10 a.m. only on KUTV.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
People pass vuguvugu. People pass ni idea.
Tazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, ndio inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni Duniani Leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
A loving husband and father. Nothing is too good for my daughter. An ambitious businessman with a dark secret. A girl with a whole life in front of her, plunging into a marriage that she did not choose with the wrong man.
I'm not ready to marry Zema.
But who is the right one? I love Nambi. A rock star, living the dream. But the babes keep chasing me, I guess. It ain't easy being famous, especially with so many glamorous women around. A woman hell-bent on revenge.
He will pay.
Seductive, dangerous. She is a predator. Everybody needs it. Everybody wants it. They will do anything to get it. Love and wealth.
Lola is an app that gives you a chance to watch videos, listen to audios, and read articles wherever you are for free. Motivational stories, dramas, campus life, technology, lifestyle, adventure, sports, academics, jobs, entertainment, and more. Download Lola now on Play Store. All you need, you got Lola.
Right, welcome back to the broadcast. Thank you so much for staying with us. Let's continue with our coverage. Now, member countries of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development IGAD Union have held the 14th summit, which involved various leaders from member states and representatives of other international organizations, such as the European Union and the United Nations in Djibouti. Kenya has been tasked to spearhead the restoration of peace in Sudan in cooperation with Somalia, Ethiopia, and South Sudan.
The heads of state of countries belonging to the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, also known as IGAD, have attended the 14th Congress, where Kenya has been assigned to manage the committee responsible to search for a solution to the dispute in Sudan, in cooperation with other countries such as South Sudan, Ethiopia, and Somalia. President Ruto said that in less than 10 days they will have done a one-on-one meeting with the two generals who are disputing in Sudan.
Will in the next 10 days meet face to face with General speak to them directly on behalf of IGAD with a view of stopping the war.
While reading the resolutions, Ruto also said that in less than 2 weeks, they will have discussed with the two generals on how to provide humanitarian support to all the victims of the war.
We have also agreed that in the next 2 weeks, we will discuss with the generals on providing a humanitarian corridor so that humanitarian support can be made available to those in need, especially the children, the women.
The president added that in less than 3 weeks, they will involve the natives of Sudan in a national discussion on the issues of their nation.
We have also agreed that in the next 3 weeks, we also begin the process of an inclusive national dialogue to get the people of Sudan.
At the conclusion of the summit, Djibouti's President Ismail Omar took over the chairmanship of the regional organization after Sudan's term came to an end. Jacob Okello, KUTV.
Now, the National Assembly has released a notice that has opened public participation for Kenyans until the 26th of June to submit their comments on the privatization bill and the conflict of interest bill, which have been in the center of Kenya's recent financing engagements with the International Monetary Fund. The two bills form part of the conditions attached to the 139 billion shillings soft loan secured from the World Bank on May 30th. Ivy Bina with more in this report.
The National Assembly has now allowed Kenyans to be part of the privatization bill, which gives the Treasury the authority to sell off publicly held companies without parliamentary approval by giving out their opinions through an open forum, which is open until the 26th of June. This comes after the bill had been approved by the Cabinet on the 21st of March, and among the affected entities is the national airline Kenya Airways. Kenya Airways Chief Executive Officer Alan Kilavuka told the National Assembly Public Debt and Privatization Committee that potential investors for the proposed equity stake sale are not committing to buy. This is because they are worried of the heavy debts the airline has of up to 187.7 billion shillings. This comes after President William Ruto announced the sale in December so as to move the airline back to profitability. In an attempt to attract investors amidst the raised concerns, the management of the airline disclosed that they are in the midst of looking for a financial advisor who will come up with a memo to guide the preferred investors. By the end of May, Kenya Airways owed 187.7 billion shillings, including 61.4 billion for Savo facility, used to acquire 6 Boeing 787-8 aircrafts, 1 Boeing 777-300ER aircraft, and 1 Gen X engine. Privatization is also set to reduce demand for public resources and raise more money to support the government's development program. Ivy Bina, KUTV.
All right, we are taking another short break at this point. Of course, we still have an interview lined up for you. Stay with us.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
first time?
Yeah, I'm kind of scared, but I can do this.
Yeah.
Mess with me. Yeah, let's do this, man.
Hello, everybody. I'm Nena. And I'm Gigi. Welcome to Engine Season 2. The place to find out about the world we live in and the creatures that we share our planet with. Join us on the most exciting adventures across the African continent. See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes, and out of this world technologies. Meet incredible scientists and learn fantastic facts. Explore, discover, be amazed. Be part of the next generation of African change makers. Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program. Yay!
We're learning every day. Engine leads the way.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Readiness Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosives.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
All right, welcome back. That was indeed a very short break. Back tonight in studio, like I had told you earlier, I am joined by Kilelesho Ward MCA, that is Robert Alai. We want to talk about the state of the nation, everything that is taking center stage in the country at the moment. As we all know, what the country is talking about at the moment is the finance bill, which has just been tabled in Parliament today. Karibu sana to KUTV, mheshimiwa. Glad to have you here with us tonight. I want us to jump right into this conversation.
Yeah.
Now, let's first start off with the Kenya Kwanza government service delivery. They have been in government for 9 months now. What do you make of their leadership strategy this far?
Comsa, they're trying to fumble their way around government. They're trying to understand how the government should work. I wish they could consult us more, because I think we have better ideas on how they should do things. You see they're trying to introduce the finance bill. It is bringing a lot of challenges, and now they have reviewed it downwards, but still poison is poison, even if you reduce the quantity. Yes.
What's your take of that finance bill 2023?
I believe that you don't need to charge people to build houses. I think that this thing should have been handled differently. The county governments can build houses everywhere in the counties to control the rent prices in the different counties. The parastatals and the government institutions can still build the houses, and there are very many ways of doing this thing. But I see that the government is very determined. Even the counties themselves don't have the platform or the infrastructure to support the houses. We don't have good roads. We don't have the sewer system. You cannot build the houses, then bring the sewer, bring the roads, and bring the water networks. You take affordable housing to a place like Homa Bay, no running tap water. How will the houses be serviced? So I think that the government is trying to solve the wrong problems. it is an income problem, like the economists say, but they're trying to use the housing, to provide employment to it. I don't think that Kenyans need mjengo job. The government, the president needs to open up new areas, come up with the new ideas, build athletic stadiums, use the knowledge economy, the digital economy. You can employ many, you can have creatives, things like that. I don't think that you need to turn the whole country into a mjengo economy. Yeah.
Earlier today, I was scrolling through your social media account and I saw that you mentioned that you are glad that the 3% housing levy proposal has been reduced to 1.5%.
Yes, yeah.
But now, in as much as the Finance Committee has tried to make several amendments, several considerations to this finance bill, from your standpoint, do you think that its reduction will help the government reach its target of having 100,000 houses, affordable houses built, and that is specifically in Nairobi County? Do you think the government...
I don't think that the government needs to build the 100,000 houses in Nairobi. I don't think that they need to build that because they're going to increase the strain of the housing, the residential strain on the Nairobi infrastructure. The water system we're using now was supposed to be used last in 1994. The road network has not been properly improved. The people are building the big high-rises in Kileleshwa, Lavington, Parklands, and South Sea. They are building beacon to beacon. It means they're not leaving an allowance for street or road expansion. So this is a very big challenge, and this is what the government needs to address. So I don't think that you need 100,000 houses. The private sector can provide that. There are very many empty houses. Even if you go to Kileleshwa, you walk around, you'll see very many empty houses there because there's not enough uptake of the houses. Yeah.
But why do you think you feel some sort of relief that it has been reduced to 1.5%? Now that you said you are glad that it has been reduced to that amount.
I think that what we are trying to communicate is that we are trying to see, because as a new government, we are at least seeing that they are listening to us. It's very bad when you see a government which doesn't listen. And because this government came to power with some threats like mtajua mjui, ama mimi sio kama Uhuru, things like that. And we thought that it's going to be a government which is not listening, which is not taking public criticism into account. But at least now we are seeing that they are listening. But we still believe that the 1.5% was not necessary. You don't need a housing levy. If they want tax in other ways, the best way to increase revenue collection is to reduce the taxes. If you increase the taxes, I don't think that is a very good strategy. Now you are forcing, the government is trying to work so hard to ensure that those people already paying taxes pay more. But what the government needs to do is that to employ tax officers to ensure that the people who are not paying taxes are brought into the tax bracket. The kiosks everywhere, the hardware stores, and the many establishments which are outside Nairobi or within the city, and are not paying taxes. Please, let them pay taxes.
Right now, as you put it, that you see that the government is listening to the people, but at the same time, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua today while at Kerugoya, that is in Kirinyaga County, he mentioned that he is against its reduction, that 3% to 1.5%. Then what's your take on that?
Gachagua is the deputy president of Nyeri. So he needs to start behaving like the deputy president of Kenya. The moment he becomes the deputy president of Kenya, we'll take him seriously. But now we still consider him to be the deputy president of Nyeri. He's not even representing Kiambu or Kirinyaga. He's a village deputy president. We think that he can do much better. We hope that he does much better. He travels around the country, listens to more people, he represents their views. He represents the president in a better way. Even the president, you see, now prefers to send Musalia Mudavadi into overseas meetings and not Gachagua. It's very unfortunate sometimes to hear from him. Yeah.
Now that you are in government and you are trying to also see that maybe the government is trying to find ways to increase the country's revenue, right? And now with this housing fund, the government says that it's a savings plan, and that should someone not want to own a house, I can see you giggling or smiling. If somebody doesn't want to own a house in the next 7 years, then they can get back their savings.
I don't believe the government is that. They'll forge something. They'll create a story and say that maybe you didn't save enough, or we thought that your savings might be ready in 7 years and it's not going to be ready. What did you do to the government? The government has not made a lot of promises. We had Vision 2030. It seems you're going to get to 2030 before achieving the Vision 2030 and many other promises. We wish, if the government was serious, they should have given us a 5-year vision, which was going to end in 2027. But they're giving us a 7-year vision, knowing that things might have changed with the next election. You might have a new president, or you might have new dynamics in the office of the president. So they'll create a different narrative and say that, we didn't mean or we meant it, but things have changed and you guys have to forgive us now. I think that is not a very reliable promise.
Now, today we also did a spot check with a section of Kenyans in the Central Business District about this finance bill. But Kenyans think they're not really convinced with this, as much as it has been explained to them. This finance bill, this housing levy, has been made a very critical topic. What do you think can be done to really just to assure them that they are safe at the moment, if at all there's a hope?
The best way to assure Kenyans was to withdraw the finance bill. But now, since Kenya Kwanza is very determined with passing the bill, I think it would just be very, we'll just have to be very patient and watch whatever is going to happen. Young people need employment and they need better jobs than the Mjenga jobs which are going to be offered. The president promised when he came to office that he was not going to give us the kazi kwa vijana. But this is a kazi kwa vijana. This is worse than kazi kwa vijana. Because it's more taxing, more, a lot of toiling, doing the Mjengo work, no insurance. I'm very sure the pay is going to be very low. It is going to be messy, and in the long run, even the uptake of the houses, I don't think that is going to be serious. But even the people whose money has been used there, they're not going to get their money back. I think that it's one unfortunate scandal we're going to see unfold. And we wish that the government would just listen and withdraw this and say that, we're not going to build houses, let's do something else.
Now, the Azimio coalition had also hinted of a demonstration should this finance bill go push through. Do you think that is important at the moment?
I don't think that, I disagree with Azimio. I'm a member of the Azimio. I'm elected on the Azimio ticket. But I don't think that it's good for the Azimio to go to the street now. I think that the best thing is to because it's already unfolding. These people are, fighting themselves. The Kenya Kwanza government is its own worst enemy. So you don't need another enemy. If you go to the street now, you are going to give Ruto the chance to blame Azimio for the failure he's going to experience, because you're going to see failure, not the long run. When recently they promised that the shilling was the dollar was going to improve, the condition was going to improve. It has not improved. When they promised us that the unga price is going to go down, it's going up. When they promised us that the sugar prices is going to be contained and the basic food prices are going to be contained, it is going to get worse. It is getting worse, and we just hope. We don't wish them to fail. We want them to succeed, because if they succeed, we also succeed as leaders. The most unfortunate thing is that they are not doing the things which common sense dictates. And so I believe that the worst thing we'll do now is to go to the street as Azimio, because it will give them the perfect time to blame something else for their own failure.
Earlier today also, Honorable Kanini Kega, the Yala Member of Parliament, had released a statement of them distancing themselves from the Azimio coalition. You have been advocating for this. What are you making of that now?
No, what I've been saying is that Azimio should not try to protect the former President Uhuru. If he cannot lead his own party. There's no day Uhuru is going to come to us to lead for us ODIDA. We have been making our own house. In NAC Kenya, the same. Why Papati has been sorting their own mess, why should we be sorting Jubilee's mess for them? And this is a former president, a very powerful individual. Why are we sorting the Jubilee mess for all this? They let the Jubilee go sort their own mess, then they come back when they've cleaned themselves. I think that is the best advice to give them. But when I saw Kanini Kega write the statement today, And we saw this coming. They're trying to run away from Azimio. We know the target is the counties. They're trying to ensure that in the counties where Azimio still has a majority and the Jubilee still is helping Azimio have that majority like Nairobi County, then they are going to try to ensure that the Azimio becomes a minority party. It's going to take a lot of fight, but we see the intention and we hope that they'll focus on improving the food prices, improving the state of the economy, and ensuring that the Kenyans have the basics they need to go about their daily businesses.
All right. Now, earlier today, I also saw you made a post about there is so much theft in Nairobi County. I would really love for you to clarify that to us tonight.
In Nairobi County, that's where I serve. It's very unfortunate. I serve in the city committee, and Nairobi County uses a system which nobody knows how it was procured. Nobody knows who has the admin rights. Nobody knows where it is hosted. Nobody knows even the code it's running, which bank accounts are connected to that code. The system is not operating under the guidelines of the central bank. So the system is opaque. But why is Nairobi County insisting? Since we have asked the governor this question a lot. We have asked the ministers, we have asked the chief officers, the directors. They are saying their hands are tied. It's very unfortunate that we are allowing the pilfering. Every time we threaten to shut down the system, they report revenue beyond 110 million. But when you keep quiet, you now see revenue of 20, 30 million. It is very unfortunate, and we hope that the governor and the president would assure Kenyans that they are going to operate in a more transparent manner and become very accountable, because the system now is very not accountable. And that's the revenue system only. We have not gone back to the sectors. There's a lot of pilferage. I wish that the president would focus only on the counties, ensure that the county doesn't, waste money or allow corruption to run some of the departments like it's happening in Nairobi County, and ensure that things are streamlined. We procure ERP system, we automate to ensure that people are using computers, HR systems, accounting systems, logistics, transport. Some departments you still pay money in cash. It is very unfortunate, in this day and age where Kenyans, we have a lot of young techies here. They should be employed as tech officers, IT officers in Nairobi County, and the very many counties around the country, so that they solve the mess. They can even automate a lot of records. If you go to the county assembly, the records are very manual. You find a heap of files on the floor. It is very unfortunate, and we try to advise the governor. Quietly, he doesn't listen. So I think sometimes the best thing is just to shout about it and to ensure that he listens to us.
But is there proof that this is actually happening in Nairobi, so that maybe more action can be taken from the government side?
The proof is you go ask them the same question. If they'll give you evidence that they even know where the system is hosted. The governor himself tried to look for where the revenue system is hosted, and he was told that he cannot enter Manyani prison. It's hosted in an NIS facility. I think that the intelligence organ needs to focus on the intelligence stuff, and leave the daily running of the Nairobi County to civilians and ensure that they go back to the safe installation they should be handling.
All right, now, Mheshimiwa, I want us to wind up this conversation. My director is telling me about time, but I understand the economy is devastated at the moment, like the government puts it to us. But I understand that the MCAs are also pushing for plenary allowances. Where do you think that this MCAs, where do you think that this money is going to come from?
The money, in fact, we are saving the government a lot of money. We are telling the government that you don't need to pay an MCA in Nairobi the same amount you're paying an MCA Trans-Nzoia or in Mandera or in Garissa, or look for better ways. If today you give me 18,000 to go and rent an office in Kileleshwa, it will not be enough. But if you give the same amount to somebody in Kisumu, it will be more than enough, because you can get a very good office for even 5,000. If you give, you are trying to help the government that you don't have one size fits all on the MCAs and the county matters. Try to create a proper, professional, public, parliamentary service commission, or an arm in the public service commission, to ensure that these devolved units, the salary is properly streamlined. As an MCA, you call me Mheshimiwa, you earn 86,000. You go, you are going to vet a governor or a CEC. CEC wants 450,000. You know, a clerk wants 450,000. He comes and bribes 3 or 4 or 5 vocal members, and the whole committee has been shut down. There's nothing you can do. You cannot vote. You force me to go and beg the governor every month for my salary. Why should I go look for the governor to pay me my salary? The president doesn't. The MPs don't go to the president to look for their salary. You know, they are paid through the Parliamentary Service Commission. So why don't you separate the account of the governor and the account of the assemblies, so that I don't have to, when I criticize the governor, it doesn't develop. Now, if you criticize the governor, your ward will not get developed. If you're in the accounts, in the committees like the Public Accounts Committee or the Public Investment Committee, or in critical committees which are vetting the county official, you will not get development. And that's what used to happen in Embu. You know, you impeach the governor, then he shuts down your salary when he's still fighting in the Senate. Shut down your salary for 9 months until you go begging him that please. You saw what happened with Kawira in Meru. The MCA speak again. Because they didn't know that the governor knew where she had power. And now I'm very sure they are very loyal to the governor. The governor has the power. So we need to change the constitution to ensure that we separate the accounts of the county assemblies and the accounts of the executive. The CEC finance needs not to be signing for the county assemblies the revenue or the allocation they need to operate the assemblies.
All right, Mheshimiwa, I'm looking forward to having a continuation of this conversation with you later on. Thank you so much for making time for us right here at KUTV. We appreciate your time. All right, we are taking a very short break. We're coming back with sports. Stay with us. Now in the world of sports, Faith Kipyegon and Ferdinand Omanyala have been awarded by President William Ruto after their stellar performance in the Paris and Florence Diamond League competitions. Kipyegon broke the world record in the 500 and 1500 meters race, while Omanyala finished second on both competitions. The duo were awarded in a national celebration ceremony hosted in State House, Nairobi.
Faith Kipyegon has been awarded a 5 million cash reward and an additional housing reward worth 6 million in Nairobi for breaking the 5,000 meters world record in Paris Diamond League a week after she broke the 1,500 meters record in Florence Diamond League. Ferdinand Omanyala was also awarded a 2 million cash reward after finishing second in the Paris and Florence Diamond Leagues.
I feel appreciated. I can say like that. To be back home and see this kind of reception is warm my heart.
Thank you so much for this kind gesture. And thank God I never broke the world record before then, but now at least I'll get something. And congratulations, Faith. I remember we were together in both the meets, and you are really inspiration to everybody around the world and to me also.
According to President Ruto, the government, through the Sports and Arts Fund that was launched last week through the Talanta Hela initiative, is working on a reward scheme for all professional sportsmen and women who represent the nation on international competition. For starters, he set the reward for any record-breaking athlete at 5 million Kenya shillings. He also requested the Ministry of Sports, together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to work on issuing diplomatic passports to Kenyan athletes to ease their traveling.
I have also asked the ministry that the government of Kenya should review the reward scheme so that we can recognize and we can reward appropriately the men and women who attain excellence in our sports in our arts, and in the creative economy.
The CS Ababu Namwamba asked for continued support of athletes by the national government and also appreciated the government's efforts of including sports professionals in the government housing plan by the creation of athletes' affordable retirement housing plan that is currently underway.
I want to take this opportunity as I congratulate Faith to ask our athletes to be prudent in the way they invest the earnings they get out of their accomplishments. And as the CS has said, it is very saddening when we see people who have been very successful, famous, live in squalor and poverty after retirement.
With the 20% excise duty bill on betting proposed in the finance bill that is aimed at increasing the amount of funds generated for financing the growth of Kenyan sports industry, professional athletes are advised to invest wisely the money they make to avoid financial instability or deals in old age. Hassan Yusuf, KUTV.
All right, that brings us to the end of our bulletin tonight. Many thanks indeed for keeping us company. Stay tuned for our subsequent bulletins that will be tomorrow. My name is ODIDA. I'm in the company of Moses Gitonga, who has been our sign language interpreter tonight. Have a good night and see you next week, inshallah.
A graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern